ToonamiGAF. Wasting every Saturday night together. Only Toonami.
Welcome to the ToonamiGAF podcast of what the hell's today?
Wait, what? I thought I was doing the intro.
Okay, that's not be good.
Whatever. I'm 799 Shadow, and with me here today we have Shard again.
Yes, I got it asked.
Bat Dan.
Gamefly sucks because they sent me a defective copy of Assassin's Creed.
And Franklin.
That would be Frank, man, to the people who know me on GAF. Hey, Sports GAF, what's up? Tell me when the Mets season starts.
The Mets season never starts. It only ends.
Not YouTube. I don't need
It's almost baseball season.
Yes. Make sure you support the World Baseball Classic.
Yep. So, last night, guess we'll start with Bleach again.
Well,
Well, it makes sense to go in order.
actually, let's start with the Building a Better Cartoon promo.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
There was a new Building a Better Cartoon promo. It had the criminal threats line, and yeah.
Yeah, so does anyone else know where the criminal threats line comes from?
Apparently it comes from an old...
We won't be intimidated by criminal threats.
It's from an old Superman cartoon, those Fleischer cartoons from the 40s. It's in public domain, so they're legally allowed to use it.
Yes.
It's also, they used to have those on the block in the early days of Toonami, and it's just one of those, they used that for the promotional purposes, and it just stuck.
Yeah, because it's an awesome line.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, back when Toonami used to be the old Adventures of Superman, the little Sailor Moon. I think this was that was before Reboot. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Reboot, I think, came along in 1999. I think. So
yeah, this was probably 96, 97 around there.
This is like the early days.
The first year.
Yeah, we're talking the days of Moltar here.
Oh yeah, my man Moltar, straight off from the Ghost Planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that shit.
Yeah. It's an institution that's older than, well, some Toonami watchers.
Oh,
At
goodness.
least back in the day.
Oh yeah. Well, then not a lot of day one Toonami people out there. At least not on GAF that I noticed.
You'd have to be like in your 30s or something.
What happened?
I do find it interesting that the new Building a Better Cartoon Show promo had Tenchi Muyo, because the last couple promos completely ignored it.
I think maybe they were under contractual obligation to do it, or they had a gun held to their head. That's my guess.
Now,
And I doubt it. I mean, they probably up the property for like $2 because it's one of the shitty Funimation shows, which is pretty plentiful considering their library.
yeah, it's an interesting thing because I wonder how the ratings would have been if they just aired the show back in 2004 or 3 even. Would it have gotten okay rating? Would we have even cared since?
It may have gotten good ratings at the beginning, but it's such a shitty show. I think they would have dropped off hard.
I mean, it was 5 to 7, so Toonami back then wasn't entitled by ratings. They were making money hand over foot. I mean, they could absorb a bad show or two.
I don't think that show would. I don't think that show would be able to air on Toonami because of all the.
Yeah, GXP seems to be a bit more adult-ish well, at least in comparison to the original Tenchi shows.
There's definitely a lot of fan service than usual.
Yeah, it probably would have. It probably would have ended up on Adult Swim Action, quite honestly. Yeah.
With the action there being in quotes.
Well, that's ostensibly why they added it. Even though Tenchi Muyo has always been, well, more comedic, it does have a fair dose of action, which is why it's always been on Toonami. if it were more like Love Hina, it'd never see the light of day on Toonami.
Negima, maybe.
Possibly Midnight Run, maybe. I mean, they can get Gundam Wing for it. Yeah, I feel coming off Gundam Wing, fans probably would have supported Tenchi because people loved Tenchi back in 2001. They loved their Tenchi. So,
It's actually
I think the other question is why did they ignore the GXP in 2002? I understand, yes, it's a shitty show, but 2002, the Tenchi name still had some value compared to today, where it's pure legacy.
I think because back then the quality of the shows they had was a lot higher. And there were times there was literally no room for stuff on Toonami. And they were still doing Dragon Ball. They were doing contests to see which show you want to vote it on. And, you had Outlaw Star coming back. They even threw on Powerpuff Girls and all stuff like. I mean, there was literally no spots, and that was even when you had the 4 to 7 block, which the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 6:30 shows were Batman the animated series and the Superman adventure. So there was no room.
As opposed to now, where there's still room.
Yeah,
they're not making use of their 6 hours too well.
They only need to have one combo, not two.
Well, and here's something else I have to address. There are some people who want Toonami to expand to like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what the hell? First of all, that's never going to happen. But what the hell are they going to do with another hour? They can't fill the 6 hours they got.
Yeah, and you'd have to push a lot of stuff down, and then you get into the whole thing that Adult Swim juggled, which I think we talked about last week, shows that can survive that 11 o'clock spot where they've been competing with other shows of syndication. That's why for years, I mean, the 11 o'clock spot right now is owned by Adult Swim. You have your Boondocks, you have your Black Dynamite. Those they can hold their own unless you're gonna suddenly get rid of Saturday Adult Swim and just make that Toonami. That's I don't know if that's the right way to go. I'd rather see.
Put it this way: unless they make Boondocks and Black Dynamite part of Toonami, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Nope.
I would say that may be an opportunity for One Piece, but you brought up the point that it has to compete in ratings, and I don't think One Piece would do so right off the bat.
No, One Piece is just it hasn't been on American television since 2007, 2008. Whenever the original Toonami canceled it. So
2008.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best I bet is if, let's say, you get a proven performer at 11 o'clock, which would be, I guess you can't really get.
They could move.
You could move Bleach to 11 because it's been there before. Then you need something at 11:30. Then you could put One Piece at 12, and then Naruto at 12:30. What's going to be at the 11:30?
Another episode of Bleach just to get through it faster.
I don't know if adults. I don't know if tonight wants to blow its load on Bleach. They want to milk that as long as they can.
Yeah, because like it or not, Bleach is that's the anchor here.
Yeah.
They really don't have much left. I mean, only like a year left.
Yes. Speaking of Bleach, wasn't there an episode last night?
Yes, there was an episode. There was actually Toonami last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How was that episode?
It felt like
Ichigo, the main character, did some things.
Oh yeah, there's a main character.
Yeah, that's right. They remembered Ichigo for an episode.
Maybe. Did he do things?
He got his ass beat.
Yeah, I think he battled a giant thing and.
He battled a giant man centipede thing.
It's
Zero
like,
the worst twist ever.
It's something if you describe to someone, it should be awesome, but it wasn't. Mainly because the fights on Bleach are slow and plodding.
Also, we have to deal with Yami, whatever, however you pronounce his name. dreadful voice acting.
Yes, that.
Oh, that hurt. It really, really hurt.
Now it's supposed to be.
I'm still not sure if that was a serious read or not. I'm like, okay, is this comedy? Are they making fun or are they being earnest here?
It's kind of like in the recording booth, kind of like, okay, could you do that again after that you've read the line? No, I don't give a fuck.
There was also this one read he had where it's like, what the hell? It was like, seriously, that's the take you went with?
The voice actor for Yami probably just records one take and is like, I don't give a fuck. Use
that's
that.
pretty much what it was. It's like, well, I can't take this thing seriously at all. Like, seriously, that's one of those details that kills scenes.
I think the cast of Bleach has just gotten so jaded that they don't give a shit anymore.
I could understand that. I mean, they're still working on Bleach.
Yep.
They're going to be working on Bleach for, what, a year and a half? Still?
They're going to be working on Bleach for 3 years. 4 maybe.
Yeah. So the other thing about Bleach is, even for Shonen, this series is bad with its recapping.
Seriously. It's like 5 fucking minutes of recapping.
Yeah, it's like, and it's recapping the last episode. It's like, okay, I appreciate what you do for people who missed last week's episode, but that's why most shows have that cold open thing in the beginning. You not take up 5 minutes.
The cold opening is just teasing what you're going to see. It's like, why? We're going to see it. Why show that?
It also goes back to the cut openings and endings thing, where it's like, this crap stays, but the openings get cut.
Yeah.
Well, they have to make it they have to make a sacrifice somewhere. I just think they made the wrong area. Yeah.
I think they honestly feel that they know Bleach is so boring that people all forget in a week what just happened.
It's possible. It's possible that I'm just trying to figure out why people still legitimately tune in for this thing. And I don't mean like people are waiting around for better shows. Like, this is the highest rated program on Toonami.
People are morons.
Hey,
What?
I'm not a moron. I'm still watching this stuff.
Well, we're watching it because we're riff-traxing it.
Yeah. Well,
Some people watch it unironically.
Exactly. Those are the morons. The unironic people.
yeah, people are actually being, I don't know, entertained by Bleach. It's like, I haven't been entertained by Bleach in a straight fashion in years.
The anime especially.
It needs Funimation voice actors, because they were able to say DBZ, and that was just as slow and plotting.
Yeah, but this is done by Viz.
They do not give a shit.
Well, this is they're hit and miss. I mean, but you have to admit, at least with most of the characters, they've been more, maybe not hits per se, but there's some average voice acting done there.
Yeah, Bleach is definitely in the miss category.
It's always weird now seeing these are two characters that we just saw again for like, I don't know how long tonight, but Mayuri, the crazy clown person,
Scientist.
Oh yeah,
and
I literally forgot he existed.
and Unohana, like Mayuri because of stuff that has of stuff about him in the past, and Unohana because of stuff happening with her now. It's just kind of weird now.
Oh, and Zuraki and Byakuya show up too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, Mayuri is kind of this weird thing where he was like in Soul Society, he was like this evil bastard, and then everybody promptly forgets about this, and he becomes comic relief.
The fact that he tried to commit genocide, it's like, why?
Oh yeah, and the guy who is in the race that he committed genocide against comes up with him, meets with him on multiple occasions and doesn't give a shit.
So basically, it's kind of like you're playing Fallout 3. You try to rob a town, all the inhabitants get hostile towards you. Just leave. 3 days later, you come back. Everything's like, hey, what's on? You want to buy some weapons?
Or it's like Assassin's Creed, where you commit murder out in the open, you hide a bit, and everyone forgets about it.
Dang, lazy AI.
Yeah, the relationship works on video game logic.
Yes.
And then Unohana, of course, is like every time she appears now, it's like a scare cord.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, remember when you used to be scary? That was a long time ago.
Well, yeah. Ironically, she was scarier before we were supposed to be scared of her.
Well, when you get to know people, they get less scary.
Also, she
sometimes.
gets also her getting jobbed for no reason.
The last like month and a half of Bleach manga has just been plotting as usual. It's the same usual pacing shit that he's been doing before.
Yeah. Yeah, basically Kubo sucked.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was up with that stare down at the end?
Kubo loves his stare downs.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god!
He also loves his severed limbs.
Well, you're trying to build tension with this stare down. You know, that,
No, it's not really tension, it's we're a little bit short on runtime.
Yeah.
So fill it up with this. Just like kind of dramatic stare. Dramatic stare back. Dramatic stare. I'm going.
Cool.
Dun dun dun.
I actually gotta be honest for a sec. I'm kind of sort of looking forward to next week's episode because it's gonna be one of those alternate universe episodes where they're not actually the canon. They're just it's kind of like it's gonna be like Bleach meets Aladdin. Kind of like those beefy episodes from One Piece. Only it's Bleach, and there's only one of them.
Yeah, people were getting confused over that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's Ichigo in the Secret Rings.
Not Sonic and the Secret Rings?
Or Magi.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like Ichigo meets Magi.
Or Aladdin, or yeah.
Yeah,
Much.
or Alibaba. You know, some sort of medieval Arabian tale.
Just about. And sadly, there's no Blue Genie voiced by Robin Williams to save us.
And occasionally Dan Castellaneta.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
On to Naruto.
Yes.
Yep, there was actual fighting in this episode.
Yes.
Yes,
Haku's
there was.
secret jutsu, crystal ice mirrors. Gee,
Which don't show up for 20 minutes.
well, you're building the tension. Like, what is this title about? That's interesting. Maybe I should remember that later. But
You're right, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, most of the episode was committed to dealing with nameless henchmen.
Naruto beats up nameless henchmen.
And is shockingly confident for once.
Well, it's because he's fighting nameless henchmen. Even Naruto has to be competent there. Yeah.
it's like.
I mean, if you can make clones of yourself, even you have to be able to beat those guys.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you gotta build up some rank, build some credit, beating up the stiffs before you get up to like the actual title holder, get the #1 contender spot.
Yeah. So Naruto is the main character, so he's not going to lose to nameless henchmen. No matter how bad he actually is. Like,
At least he's not Sakura.
yeah.
Sakura would lose to a chipmunk.
That would actually require her to do things. All I remember Sakura doing this episode was stand around.
And for no reason, Kakashi complimented her.
Yes, it's very important to stand around and know what you're good at. She's good at standing around and baiting in the background. You have to know she didn't go outside her zone. I mean, that's smart. You know?
Even from the beginning, she was nothing but a cheerleader.
But there's also a little bit of a plot point where you have a little scene with Inari.
Yeah, but nobody cares because he'll be gone in 5 episodes.
Yeah. At least they're still remembering that Haku is a guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
they could have at least used it to great like development for Naruto instead of Inari, who they're gonna drop forever. But I don't think Naruto's doing any development at all.
Oh, come on, you got a cameo in Shippuden.
So,
It was a joke.
It's like, what about him? It's like,
I actually got a question. How many episodes would a Naruto Kai be?
Well, the Zabuza arc would be like 3 episodes.
Yeah, it probably looks something like the Naruto parody Fun Time Hour, however that's pronounced.
I'd say the Chunin exams in total will be like 35 to 40.
Yeah.
It's just so much longer, and because it compiles everything before the exam, the 3 stages of the exam, and the big fight after the exam.
Yeah, you can tell it's still early in a shonen show because things are still moving along at a reasonable pace.
And then the traveling around with Jiraiya arc would be like 15 to 20 episodes.
Then the retrieve Sasuke arc.
That would be around 25 episodes.
Then we go into Shippuden.
Which would be about 500 episodes.
Well, that is unless they don't fix those rights issues. Then we go into the filler that wouldn't end.
hey,
I think
still
they're
a filler.
I think for some reason, no matter what, they're going to air that filler.
You have to air that filler.
You have to air that filler and kill off Naruto again.
Yeah.
Behold, the curry of life!
I'm like, it's like, I would hope that they were smarter than that. That, whatever contract they signed specifically forbade them from ever airing those episodes again. Because, yeah, that shit killed Naruto both here and in Japan.
That shit killed Naruto and by extension Toonami. They're airing the things that killed them.
Toonami was actually already dead when Naruto got canceled.
Yeah, but it was, I kind of see like it was like the final twist in the twist of the knife. It's kind of like...
Kind of, sort of. It's what really killed Toonami was CN Real.
Yeah.
And just in general, the new executives just were like, yeah, that was the last person. Let's get rid of that and do our new thing. Which sucks.
Basically, like, the worst program blog ever seen by man.
And they're still trying to bring in live action shows. That Incredible Crew show looks abysmal. I have no idea why Jeremy Shada agreed to do it.
Why did they even try to do CN Real? Wasn't it like they were losing to Nickelodeon or like Disney Channel in ratings?
Something like that.
Yeah, thereabouts. They wanted that Disney, what the Disney Channel was doing with their shows.
And like Nickelodeon always had cartoons and live action shows.
Yeah, the iCarly and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Which is weird because all the CN Real shows were all rip-offs of Discovery Channel programming.
Yeah, they really had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
They could have at least put something cool like BattleBots.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? I don't know, shows like that.
They were trying to go in another direction at the time. They wanted something that was fun and education.
And not all cartoons, because for some reason Cartoon Network means you cannot air cartoons.
Well, that's why they dubbed the whole thing CN.
They tried to change it to the CN.
We're not Cartoon Network, we're the CN. But everybody knows what you fucking are.
That has been going on for, people have been complaining about for over 10 years, going back to 96, 98. It's just so...
TLC syndrome. Like, TLC used to be the Learning Channel.
Now it has Honey Boo Boo Child.
Yeah, these days you would never confuse it for a channel about learning.
We're not the Learning Channel, we're just TLC. Look, Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, or MTV. They used to be music television. Now they're just MTV. The M doesn't stand for anything anymore.
Look at all these fighting teenagers. Look at them.
That's what Cartoon Network was trying to do with CN Real. Basically become the CN.
Exactly, and it fails. So
It's like for some reason, every like specific programming channel, is like, this is what we show. This is the one type of show that we show. They're like, no, that doesn't work. Let's do everything.
Part of it is because of changing trends. not as many people watch cable as they used to, so cable companies feel the need to branch out and hit like every demographic possible. Also, it's because reality TV is really cheap to produce.
That too.
Yeah, but but fortunately, CN Real failed.
They still do try live action shows, just they always
get canceled.
Is that Level Up show still going?
Level Up is still. Actually, didn't I see a commercial for it the other day?
I honestly thought they canceled that.
Huh.
They have that one show where it's like the dumb-looking bunny family. There are cartoon characters on real life backgrounds.
Yes, the Amazing Adventures of Gumball, which actually does, from what I've heard, does decent.
Yeah, it just kind of. I saw like an episode or whatever when I was like on vacation, and it's kind of like, wow, I have cable now. But it was kind of like, yeah, this exists.
I don't know. It's pretty lame, to be honest. It like mixes all these animation styles together, but it just collapses and it looks weird. It's not funny.
And the character designs are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess how this relates to Toonami is, well, that we could eventually like see a live action show on that block.
If it was like something, that fit the shows that usually air on Toonami, if it was like, I don't know, Power Rangers or something.
That's on Nickelodeon, so that wouldn't happen.
Well, it's like I'm just giving like an example of like a show. It was like, it's a live action show, but you would see this on Toonami if it was a cartoon.
Oh, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, some sort of live action show.
But they don't make those. Except for basically Power Rangers, and that's it.
Yeah, and Power Rangers always get stuck on the cartoon networks. It's on, Toon Disney, and now it's on Nicktoons.
Well, Disney and Nickelodeon aren't really cartoon networks. They're children's
like,
programming networks.
Like, specifically, it was on Toon Disney, and then it's also on, Power Rangers debuted on Nicktoons, then graduated
Actually went to Nickelodeon. It was on Nickelodeon. Nicktoons just airs the reruns.
Oh, so that's how that works.
Yeah, though sometimes Nicktoons has original stuff like Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Right. And Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I don't see One Piece getting on Nicktoons anytime soon.
I have no idea.
So I guess this comes back to the question of I just always thought that when Toonami was going down and exploding, Naruto was basically all it had, and then the filler happened, and then it didn't even have Naruto.
Yeah.
It could have survived the filler if they had something else back up and fall, and the other shows were not good.
And the irony is that when they canceled it, they were just a few weeks away from getting out of the filler.
That's the thing I don't get. I mean, I a while ago I finally caught up to the point where Toonami was at. It's not a lot of episodes. Maybe 10, 20?
Well, I guess at that point, the executives not wanting Toonami anymore thing was kind of like, okay, we better cancel it now, or they'll have an excuse to keep going.
Yeah, Naruto is just probably another victim of the CN Real, quite honestly. It's like, it's like, oh well, what was done was done. So we get stuck with Naruto uncut for 3 years.
Yes. Well, it's getting the people who haven't seen it yet, which I don't know if they still exist, but they should get into it, and they should find the next coming weeks very entertaining.
I've never watched Naruto before now, mainly because when this thing got ultra popular, I was busy watching other things. It's like, I kind of ducked out of the whole Naruto blitz.
And it was always kind of had like a juvenile air.
Well, it's a shonen series.
It's a shonen series, and it's also got like a loud, spiky-haired, orange protagonist, and there's a lot of bathroom humor in the beginning.
Yeah, it's no surprise why this was on Toonami instead of like Adult Swim action.
Yeah, Adult Swim, they usually don't do the shows that are more infantile. That
Yeah.
Like Taro.
Uncut Naruto passes the point where it can be put on Adult Swim though.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah, that guy got punched. Look at that blood.
Well, I would love to see how it would do on today's level of editing, which is, I mean, it's back to what, 7 years ago. That's a different time. I mean, it wasn't uncommon to still see laser pointers on guns. As
Actually, by that point, Naruto got a lot, from what I understand, got away with a lot of stuff.
It did.
Part of the reason is because Naruto was on Saturday nights only, pretty much. It's like, it's a subset of what happened to Toonami in general. Like, the reason as I understand it, Toonami lost the weekday slots is because the shows that they were airing were just too violent for the advertisers' comfort levels. Yeah. This is the time we were starting to really get like Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin. Dragon Ball was still around.
Sort of.
Yeah. Well, it was always around, but you've got these very older shows, and that was making the advertisers uncomfortable. So we got Maguzi.
Yeah.
Anyone remember Maguzi?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
I remember Maguzi
that
was
is the block you watch
successor for Toonami.
That is the block you watch for
Ninja Turtles.
No, that is the block you watch Kothiyoko for.
Oh, I remember that show.
That was actually one of the
That's
least into that block.
Yeah.
I crap you not. That was wow.
For some reason, I have somewhat fond memories of it.
It did air Ninja Turtles, so the 2003 one was pretty good. So, yeah.
As opposed to now, where April O'Neil is Megan Fox.
Yeah.
You gotta be shitting me. There's like a bajillion better choices for that.
Well, Magoo's, I mean...
There's also a ton of better choices to play Black Star.
Here we go.
Such as any dude.
I looked up who the voice actors...
Yeah.
I looked up...
Yeah, the voice actress for Black Star was Apis in One Piece.
Okay, we hating on the voice actor now for what, Black Star?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it's like, actually, Black Star's like that no matter what the language. He's fucking annoying it with the Japanese track as well.
Like, I was like, kind of like, well, why are people saying this guy's gonna suck last week? And then it was like, oh.
Yeah, because he's basically Naruto.
Just even more retarded.
He's an annoying jerk.
At least he gets development.
He better get it fast.
Yeah, his shit gets old yesterday.
And Tsubaki is kind of a counter for that, but not enough.
No.
This is a babysitter.
She's too quiet for...
Yeah.
It's another Monica Real character. So, yeah.
Thereabouts, and it's like Black Star is one of those things you try to warn people about, but they just don't understand until they see it.
Yeah.
This is not the last time this is going to happen in Soul Eater.
Excalibur?
Oh God, yes.
I've been reading the manga, and I get it, and I think he's not as bad in the manga because I didn't find it there.
You don't have to listen to Black Star's voice in the manga.
Yeah. Yeah,
True.
it's like you have to actually listen to these people in the anime.
That is true. That is true.
Because it's like if you're reading something, the voices you give people are not annoying because then you can't read anymore.
Yep. Of course, now you probably can't hear Black Star in anything other than that voice. Piece.
I can try. Oh, I can try.
I still read One Piece. I still read One Piece in the Japanese voices, even though the English voices are fine.
The Funimation English voices.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Like
Yeah.
I was watching some clips of 4Kids One Piece, and I thought Sanji had a Brooklyn I thought Sanji was supposed to have had a Brooklyn accent, but not just plain stupid accent.
He sounds like he's got a constant head cold.
He doesn't sound like his IQ is high enough.
Yeah, he sounds like a moron. He actually sounds like Little Karibo's version of Tristan.
Yeah, he does.
Only it's not a joke.
He literally is Barney the dinosaur.
We're supposed to take this guy seriously. But the problem is 4Kids didn't do that. They played everything for comedy, even the serious scene. I mean, I know One Piece is a silly show, but it has its serious
Oh
scenes.
yeah, it's a comedy, but then it gets serious, and it's really fucking serious.
Yeah.
Well,
And
there's a reason why the 4Kids dub is hated by so many people. It's not just, it's terrible. They got so much wrong with it.
it's not just the editing, it's, well, everything.
Yeah. It's the actual voice directions.
Yeah, the voice direction's all over the place. I mean, I know some of these people are great. Like, the voice of Zoro was Guts on Berserk, so I know he's great. But and not just the direct, but the lines they were given.
You can't really mess up Zoro. You just get a guy who has a badass voice, and he comes in, drinks coffee, and reads his lines and leaves.
Steve Blue.
And Chris Sabat.
Yeah.
Zoro in the Funimation Zoro is just Chris Sabat having a coffee drink.
Yeah, but there's still not a whole lot to talk about Soul Eater.
Yeah.
This show takes a while to get going.
Yeah. This is just the intro of Black Star. Next week will be better.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Well, yeah, Death Jr. I think is a tad overrated. It's
I
like,
hate him.
Yeah, his gimmick really didn't go down well with me. It's like, really? Okay, this is sort of amusing, but it just kept going.
What is his gimmick?
He's extremely OCD.
Oh, well, that's going to be entertaining. We're going to have to deal with him and Black Star at the same time.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah.
So basically, Maka's the only Meister we can tolerate at this point.
We have Maka.
Yeah.
They're fine. We can deal with them.
Yeah.
Well, they're the main characters, If you're going to make a main character duo that you can't tolerate, then the show's dead.
Well, they made Naruto, and all three main characters were intolerable.
No, but see, but when you put them all together, they kind of formed a team of tolerance, if that makes sense.
Well, Kakashi's the balance that holds them together.
Yes.
And don't forget, we're just talking about the weapons masters. The actual weapons, are the other main characters.
Yes.
Yeah, the weapons are all fine so far.
Yeah,
So,
and
Baki. Yeah.
that episode does very well to introduce Black Star and what he's about. Also, to some extent, Tsubaki, and you'll find that more on her later in the series. But they come here, they find. I don't know what the deal with Al Capone is. I don't know what that's about. But okay.
He existed to set up Mifune, I guess.
Thereabouts.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm Al Capone. I'm gonna go get killed by this guy.
This is a weird reference.
Yeah, and they encounter a bunch of souls and a strange swordsman, and Black Star is still on his ridiculous little power trip. I'm the baddest in the Mike Tyson. I'm the baddest on the planet.
Why would anybody do that? Write a character like this?
Because usually you resolve that where he faces a struggle. When you have these type of characters, what happens is now you face. Eventually in the series, they face a struggle, and then you usually have a couple episodes where they have to overcome that and redefine who they are. In this episode, he gets his shit pushed in immediately. So you get that very quickly.
Yeah.
Where it then challenges him to a one-on-one duel with, I believe they say it was no weapons. Mifune sees that he has a lot more power than first displayed, and he gets his back crunched by Blackstar, who's about to finish him off until we meet Angela.
Can't kill a kid.
Yes. And he does that. These guys aren't worth my time. I'm out of here. I'm not even going to deal with that stuff. And we see in the background, we see Death watching the whole proceedings with that horrible, horrible mask.
And then fan service.
Yes. And then
Suddenly, plot.
Yes.
Soul Eater does
Huge
surprise.
plots of land.
Yeah, Soul Eater does surprise me with how much fan service they left in.
Yeah, I'm still on the point where I had missed when the original run I had watched. I think I jumped somewhere around episode maybe 6 or 7. So I'm surprised at the sheer amount that they've left in so far. I'm just.
Yeah. It's especially surprising because Adult Swim is famously very anti-fan service. Like they got one exec there who really hates fan service shows.
Well, they got Tenchi Muyo.
I mean, like flat out fan service. Tenchi Muyo, quite frankly, fails even in its fan service.
Yeah, it's nothing you can fix without a little digital bikinis.
Yeah.
You'll have the nosebleeds, of which there were like 3 in this episode or 2. I lost count, but
I don't think there were any. It was just him getting hit by shurikens.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, you can just shake that off. That's perfect. I can get a little nosebleed, just plug that up with a Band-Aid. You're fine.
Yeah.
It's
Not to mention the massive head wounds. And again, Blackstar.
yeah. With him, it wouldn't really bother him much.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just keep waiting for him to shout, "Believe it."
I'm a big man, motherfucker.
Oh,
Believe it.
I can't believe this guy. I can't believe that a person exists who's more headstrong than Naruto. I can't.
You don't believe it, but it's there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have to believe it. Yes, I have to believe it. Ugh. But then I don't know if we want to force. I don't know. Well, we pretty much already did. They already showed him in the episode thing. Next week you get Death, the kid, and what are your opinions of what people expect with him trying to
Death the Kid is gonna be on.
try not to spoil it too much.
Yeah, he's gonna be more well liked than Blackstar, no doubt. But some people aren't gonna take to his gimmick very well. They might like him for the company he keeps.
The Thompson twins.
Walking fan service.
Thereabouts. And more actual fan service than the innocent fan service that Tsubaki provides.
Yes. And it's like the only characters.
Wait, I kind of had a question about this. Why is Tsubaki naked when she's a weapon?
Fan service.
Because.
Yeah.
Just because.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, I completely forgot about that.
I mean, Soul's got clothes when he's a weapon.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, are you talking about in like real life weapon form, or when they're like a weapon and you have like they're talking in the background and they're.
Well, when you see her image on the blades, she's not wearing any clothes.
Whereas Soul, when you see his image on the blade, he is.
Because nobody wants to see that crap.
I think that's kind of inconsistent in the show. I'm trying to remember if the exact because I think you're gonna see weapons that male or female that kind of. I'm not 100% sure, 100%, but I think that's a little bit inconsistent.
Yeah. I never had the logic of making a show based on a monthly series. I mean, you'd catch it way too fast.
You get, Full Metal Alchemist syndrome again.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so going to happen to Soul Eater. Trust me. Soul Eater is all right now. About episode 37, I believe, that's when it officially breaks with the manga, and you'll be able to tell.
Yeah.
Especially at the ending, because the ending is terrible.
Is it like a dance ending or something?
I really can't spoil anything, but
Okay, is it like a Full Metal Alchemist original anime ending?
not that nutty, but it's like I'm not sure.
Let's move on before we get spoilers. Let's just move on.
Yes.
I wonder if people have already guessed the big troll at the end of Thundercats by now.
One person did in the in the thread.
Hold. Okay, we have to cut that out because we can't say that somebody said it. Because then people will go back.
Yeah.
But I never said who.
But they'll cover the whole forum. Listen, you don't count out Detective GAF. They will cover this whole.
Yeah. Anyway.
But then again, if they're that dedicated to finding out the ending, the ending's already out there.
You could just look on TV tropes.
Yeah, it's like
people are lazy though.
You can. Okay, that's apparently a lot of dedication to laziness. Let's go pick apart every post in the Toonami thing, but not go and watch the show or whatever. Yeah, I'm just
didn't say it made sense.
I guess that's the bizarre gaff logic for you. Yeah, I don't know.
They did find the fake Jerry Joel.
Yes. Oh God,
I remember that. I was like, oh really?
That was ridiculous. I was trying to clown that dude before for all the Kashern Sin stuff that he was posting, and it's like, oh man, it's gonna end up like that.
So you were like, you thought he was a fake?
No, I didn't think he was a fake. I just thought a lot of the stuff that he was posting with the voice acting, and it just it felt like he was just trying to over promote the show and everything. So I just it was just weird that would happen. And
well, didn't they figure it out when when Detective Gaff is like, hey, Afro Gunso likes Pokemon, but Jerry Jewell has never heard of Mudkip. And so they finally figured it out.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden it's Phoenix Wright.
That is just.
Speaking of that, why doesn't Ace Attorney have an anime?
It should.
That's actually a good question. I have no idea.
I mean, it's like, if any game should be an anime, that's the one.
I'm like,
it has a live stage show. Kind of stupid.
Yeah, it has a live stage show. I mean, Bleach has musicals.
I'd settle for off top. I'd settle for a Ghost Trick anime.
I mean, it doesn't even need to be a long anime. Just give it like a few episodes per case.
I couldn't tell you, but it's veering back on track here. So, what did you guys think of this week's episode of Thundercats?
Flashbacks.
Hate it.
People were like a little bit confused about why Mum-Ra would destroy a galaxy for a sword. Because he's Mum-Ra.
Yes, I mean that goes back to the original Thundercats. Mum-Ra would do pretty much anything for the freaking Sword of Omens.
Yeah, it's rule of cool, basically.
Rule of evil.
Yeah, it's take your pick. It's something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's like
evil.
Never mind.
Evil.
Never mind that one cat actually had it right. Would you rather have one sword or several million troops? One sword, please.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm surprised they didn't go there. I never watched the show. I'm surprised they didn't just try to cover some of what they did with the original show in terms of, well, he tried to get the sword so many times. So you know what? He just made his own badass sword. And he found his own sword and tried to take out Lino and beat him and take his sword with his sword.
Well, what they got going here is something to fit the current story.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the Sword of Omens was sort of born against Mumra in specific.
The way it worked here was that the Sword of Omens was made from the leftovers of the Sword of Plundar.
Right.
So
It's really the sloppy seconds of the Sword of Plundar.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of sloppy, this episode, my God, who came up with the fight direction for this episode?
I swear to God, I do notice people teleporting.
Yeah, it's like apparently that is a skill that we did not know these people had before.
they turned into the Shinigami from Bleach.
Yeah, thereabouts.
So they're just shadow stepping.
And of course, Kumaira takes the sword, and literally 2 seconds later, oh God, I'm shockingly captured.
Yes, because the sword apparently awakens her from the whole little sleeping that Mumra had on her.
Yeah, it's contrived.
Extremely.
Not that the original Thundercats was so very deep with their use of the Thunderians and whatever, but hey.
Yeah. Did the other Thundercats do anything this episode?
No.
No.
That's what I thought. Of course, here's the thing. This episode's going to look like Manna from Heaven compared to the next couple weeks. Because
Thunder Kittens and Raccoons!
yeah, we're hitting one of the worst points of the show here. The Thunder Kittens two-parter.
Why would they do that?
They hate you.
Overall explanation, it's to explain how they got one item.
What item?
So,
Yeah. Which actually does become relevant for the finale.
yeah, it's like this item is actually really important. It's just it didn't need 2 episodes to explain its origins.
Well, they kind of thought of like, well, the Thunder Kittens are cute, so people won't mind.
Yeah. Well, when Snarf is the best character there.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. But
On the
like I
virtue
said,
of he doesn't talk.
that's one point. He's also,
At least it's not the original series star. Yeah, I know. I don't like what's going on here.
Hey, the original
Shut the fuck up,
Snarf was a
Samaflange.
badass, alright? I love that voice, because he did his role. Snarf was supposed to be an annoying character that you wanted to kill, and he did his job very capably. Because you wanted to kill him every single episode. The only voice in that series was worse than Snarf might have been his brother or son, whatever it was, Snarfer.
Oh my God.
oh, his nephew.
Yes, and then.
Oh my God, they made Snarfy
We're
Doo.
Season 2 here.
Yeah. Oh.
So they had a Snarfy Doo.
Yes. It was the planet of the
Yeah.
Snarf.
Oh, nuke it.
Well, yeah.
Why couldn't Mum-Ra have exploded that galaxy?
Oh, that would have just been too cruel, even for Mumra.
I had blocked that out of my memory.
I bet you blocked out the Rubber Bear Burbles also.
No. We actually saw the Burbles in the show.
Oh yeah, I forget them.
I'm disappointed we never got the Warrior Women in this show.
Oh no, not that was so good. I wish we had them. That was when the original the voice of Chitara was just voice acting everybody, every single character. I miss those people. But yeah, they had to leave some stuff to the cutting room floor, so you could.
Such as they had to leave Panther's extendo arms on the cutting room floor, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Because remember those? They exist.
Yeah. Did you ever find that blasted Samoflange?
Nope.
What the fuck is Samaflange?
Damn it! Oh gosh, I missed so much of this series. Well,
It's just more setup for the final troll, really. It's a Lion-O plus Pumaira episode that's entirely set up.
okay.
Oh yeah.
It's Is that the Forever Bag? Is that next week's title? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many more episodes of this do we have?
Well, 1, 2, technically 4, because the last episodes is like a 2-parter. So I don't know if you count that as 1 episode or 2.
Is it like a 2-hour one?
Oh, okay.
No, 2.5 hours.
No,
Okay.
we actually still have a fair amount of episodes to cover. Like, let me see. Yeah, but anyway, it's just
This shit's tedious.
yeah.
We have no more words.
Well, it's more you're trying not to spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
Granted,
We're
people
trying not to say what's gonna happen at the end because that's gonna almost make the whole thing worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reactions are gonna be so glorious.
We're gonna hit 10 pages in 2 minutes.
Oh dear.
March 30th. Mark your calendars.
But then again, we have to deal with maybe the looming specter of a possible rerun of Thundercats.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. God.
I think they're gonna do it.
No.
Yeah,
we have something else on.
Yeah, we have 5 episodes to get through.
Give me some Big O. I'll take Big O at season 2. I'll take anything.
I think they're gonna rerun it. I think it's cheap and they're gonna rerun it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
why must you torment me like this?
I think it's kind of depressing that I think they're falling into too much rerun territory.
Did they not see the promo that aired from years ago about reruns? Do not do that.
Their entire the last 4 hours,
yeah.
not counting Eureka 7, are now reruns.
Tenchi's not rerun.
Yeah, Tenchi isn't a rerun. Tenchi is
Okay,
less of a rerun
objection,
than Eureka
nobody
7.
cares. It might as well be a rerun that's been on TV a billion times.
But anyway, going back to the building a better cartoon promo, not for nothing, but if you want to build a better cartoon show, put Thundercats in the back there with the rest of the reruns. And unfortunately, I don't like saying it, but Symbionic Titan needs to be there as well. Because the show isn't coming back.
Sadly not.
No.
So it did their one run.
I mean, you've got to switch out. I want them to switch out Thundercats, but I don't think they will. They're going to switch out Tenchi.
But,
Oh, of course.
If Thundercats switches out Full Metal Alchemist or something like that, I wouldn't have too much of a problem. If only because FMA has had 3 or 4 runs on the block.
I don't care what they do with that last 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if they're gonna have those reruns stick around, push them into the back, and they got room.
It's like if you're gonna rerun shows, cycle out the shows that you already have rerunning.
Exactly.
It's like I get why Inuyasha is an hour because that is another shonen show that went on for bloody ever. Cowboy Bebop does not need to be an hour long.
It does not need to be there still.
It's like I wish I could say that, but
It's popular.
When the 1000th rerun of Cowboy Bebop outdraws fresher shows, it's like I can see why this is sticking around.
Okay, I guess it is kind of a huge anchor at that time slot.
Pretty
But
much.
we don't need to see 2 episodes. We don't need.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't need 2 episodes.
And honestly, having two episodes of Cowboy Bebop just is, it's making that's a slot that another new show could be taking up.
Yeah.
Earlier in the block.
At least one new show.
Yeah. Like the people who run the Toonami Tumblr, I'm not sure if they're playing coy or whatever, or if they.
It's this that like any other employee, you can't say anything outside of the company line.
Yeah, Toonami historically they don't really play coy. Adult Swim, oh yeah, they'll troll the hell out of you. Toonami, their history in the past, so then they don't really like try to do stuff like that. Go on.
Yeah, it's just they don't understand. It's like they don't understand why people are complaining about Cowboy Bebop still being around. It's it's like I understand their perspective. It still does well and all that. It's just people are kind of sick of it.
Exactly.
People don't watch Toonami for things they've seen before or seen a billion times.
They watch it for new stuff. The stuff that builds a better cartoon show.
That grace period they had is long gone, where you can just throw anything on and you have the nostalgia factor. Now,
I mean, I don't mind if they run Cowboy Bebop like once a year.
Yeah. And put it through the Disney model. You run it once, you put it back in the vault for maybe a year, then you bring it back. Because people will miss it, and it gets ratings.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I haven't seen the greatest anime ever in about a year. Let's watch it again.
It works with those Disney DVDs for some reason, but hey.
But at this point, I guess they're waiting for, like, we'll see when Full Metal Alchemist starts to get near the end again. I think they should definitely pull it out.
Yeah, like I said, they might be waiting for Thundercats to end its run. I don't think Thundercats is leaving the block. It's just, if it goes into reruns, it certainly shouldn't be at 1:30. That's pretty prime material as far as Toonami goes. That's a slot that could go for something that hasn't been run yet.
But at this point, if they want to keep the last 2.5 hours steady, they can't push stuff back. I mean, if we're talking about pushing both Titan and Thundercats back, we still, even if you pushed up Eureka 7 and God knows Tenchi, just because it's showing new episodes and the other ones aren't, that's still only 2.5 hours. That's only half the block is actually new crap.
Well, I think they only concentrate on that half the block, similar to what Adult Swim did, where they would only have new episodes from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock to 5 would be the repeat block. So I think that's what they're kind of looking at right now. They're not looking at putting anything.
But this is getting closer to the end of Toonami, where everything was a rerun.
Is either a rerun or Naruto filler?
Yeah, it's not. It's certainly not that far. It's just. I'm not sure if Toonami's ever going to have the budget to have like 6 hours of new programming.
Oh no, but they need to have it be. They need to have most of it be new programming.
And they do. The parts that matter.
Well, once Thundercats ends, half of it's going to be old reruns.
That once again, that predicates on what they do with Thundercats and Symbionic Titan after Thundercats finishes its run. We're speculating right now, but we don't know what they're going to do.
So we're going to talk about Titan or something?
Yeah, I was wondering. Since we never did recap it back in the day because there was no Toonami transmission option.
It's still an excellent series.
Indeed.
It's just now, we've seen it before.
Yeah, now, Titan. Well, it's like, what is left to say about Titan at this point?
It's interesting. It is interesting watching that episode after having seen Escape from Del Luna.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because Lance just murdered a dude, and then he murders more dudes.
Oh, with this spoiling. I mean, there are some people who have surprisingly not watched Symbionic Titan. I don't know what they've been doing, but yeah, you missed a lot.
It's like, not for nothing, but Symbionic Titan did have its first run, so I think we can,
its first run just ended.
Yeah. It's like, so I think the gloves can come off when it comes to spoilers.
Yeah.
Really? All right. I just get crazy about that.
I mean, if you're just starting to watch it now, and At this point, it's kind of your problem because you just missed a great chance to watch it.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's like, and you know, if you couldn't stay out for it or whatever, we have things called DVRs. You know,
That's what
I just used it yesterday.
yeah, it's like, but yes, you know, Symbiotic Titan remains a great tragedy of our times, but you know, I don't think most of the thread is really wanting to recap it again.
Well, it's short enough that it doesn't really. It's okay to rerun it again.
But once more, if you get it rerun it a third time, it's kind of over.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sad if they had it kind of put it in their like vault. So it's kind of like we'll rerun this every now and again.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
don't constantly rerun it again and again like they do with Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, they need to cycle all their shows. They need to have like cycle new shows, and when new shows end, put them into this rotation of shows they rerun.
Makes sense.
I'm not sure exactly how many properties that Toonami has that are theirs. I mean, if we're saying that Toonami and Adult Swim they're sharing the same properties, then I guess that's the well's a little bit bigger. But does Toonami even have any properties? But besides the ones that we've seen, do they have any old properties? I mean, I'm looking up the list of their old shows, and you really can't air any of them.
I think once they went off the air, they probably gave away all those properties.
IGPX gone.
Yeah, Megas XLR.
Written the fuck off. You can't even. They would be arrested if they tried to air it again.
Blue Dragon.
Yeah, no.
Star Force.
Like anything from that last era should probably not be aired again.
Except One Piece.
Wait, you don't.
Well,
watch
no,
it
because
Slumbox?
I don't think they ever showed the Funimation dub.
They did.
They did?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Yeah, they were up to like the second Alabaster arc when they got canceled.
No, it was Skypiea. It's up to the Skypiea for the guy canceled.
No, I think they only got to Sky. I think the show only got to Skypiea on air in Australia.
No, it did get here in America. It started with Jaya. Then, like, before Eneru was introduced, it was canceled. But it was still in Skypiea.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've looked this up. Don't worry. It's all good. Eureka 7?
Do we have to?
We're getting close to people who have just gone to sleep by now.
Well, yeah. Well, Eureka 7 finally reached one of the points I really hated, and still hate. You know, it's like I just never liked the way they handled the Ray and Charles's deaths. Like, you know, it's like, and I forgot how brutal Ray's death was.
I didn't watch it. How did she die?
Like, you know, Fiery Inferno trying to grab her detached arm.
Charming.
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Like I said, it's surprisingly brutal.
Especially for characters that everybody
all
loved just
torture.
a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like.
As compared to Charles' death, which I did see last week, where he was just shot. I mean, it sounds awful.
Yeah, like I said, Charles's death was kind of messed up, but nothing compared to Ray's death. Like I felt like going, someone should have rented this one. Let's see how much he freaks out over it. It's like,
I mean,
did anyone else watch Eureka 7?
I didn't. I think at this point they definitely need to move it up behind Soul Eater when Thundercats ends.
I mean, after Slater.
Yeah, probably not gonna happen. And you know, and Adult Swim seems to be fine with that. You know, it's like, you know, Adult Swim. Well, you know, Eureka 7 is pretty much free money for them.
I mean, I guess it wasn't doing so well in ratings, and that's why it's all back here in the first place. But it just feels wrong to have reruns before new shows.
It is, but on the Tumblr, they pretty much confirmed that the reason why Eureka 7 is back is because of the Ben 10 toys.
Which should have been Bandai DVDs, but since Bandai went under for their DVDs, it's Ben 10 toys now.
Right. And
just look at the time. It's Ben 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and it's like, well, if you weren't if you've been watching Eureka 7 up to this point, you're about to get revelation. Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
I haven't really been watching the show.
I've missed large swathes of the show.
I'm just waiting to the point that people have said that the show really picks up and really gets very good, and then that's when I'm actually going to tune in.
I don't know who these people are, because I think what's coming up next is just the absolute nadir of the show. The Survival Kids arc.
That sounds horrible because it has kids in it.
Are we getting into Evangelion levels of navel gazing here?
No, it's like Survival Kids is my name for what's coming up because I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
Does it involve Eureka's kids?
They're around. Oh God, are they around?
Okay, I think I know what it's about now.
You don't. It's like you're not gonna guess what comes next. Because you'd have to know what this place is in order to guess what comes next.
Like, what do you mean by that?
What the planet is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of where we're headed now.
I do know some of the major spoilers of the end of the series, so.
Yeah. So how many more episodes we have to get before I should start tuning in?
Probably about now.
Now?
Yeah, it's like, because, like I said, now that the Charles and Ray stuff is over with, that's when they're gonna start revealing. That's when they're gonna start revealing the stuff.
All the mysteries that they've been building up are starting to get clarified now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like stuff like the Korra.
Okay. So
the Aminat drive and the Nirvaj and all that stuff's going to come to the fore.
Okay, so let's see. Last episode was 28. Next one is 29. Now this is a 50-episode series. So basically, I would have to watch more than half the series before we really start to get things that are interesting.
Yeah. This is one reason why I've never I'm just puzzled why people love this show so much. It's like it takes half the show to get going. You know, it's like
it's just as shitty as Shinji Ikari.
I mean, my God.
You have to deal with Renton and shitty Holland for the entire first half.
I mean, seriously, I got things to do. This is the reason I could only stand about. If I probably gave it too many episodes. I think I only gave it 7 episodes. I couldn't take it anymore. There were other things that were going on in 2006.
Like sleep.
Like my team actually almost making the World Series.
Which team was that?
This will be the Mets in 2006.
Oh, no.
I hate the St. Louis Cardinals forever.
Fuck the St. Louis Cardinals. They're just always fucking there.
Yes.
There's kind of Yankees tier now. It's like, how are they always so fucking good?
Yes.
Right.
Before this turns into a sports podcast, which I would not, I wouldn't hate, but if there's nothing else on your
I think I'd rather discuss that than Tenchi GXP.
I think everybody. I think Eureka 7 is the limit at which people on this podcast care about.
We do have to march into the breach. I watched that bloody episode.
Yeah.
It's like Tenchi GXP's mantra seems to be, how much worse are we going to get? How
how shameless.
Is it correct that the stupid robot is the director of the show?
Yes, that is true.
That explains everything.
And it doesn't explain why this show is so bad, because this is the same guy who gave us Excel Saga.
It does actually kind of explain why it's so off the wall and so tonally different from other Tenchi series.
It does, but it doesn't explain why the characters are so horrible. Seriously, my main problem with this show is nobody is likable.
If you just switch Sana with somebody who had some swag, God, the show would be so much better.
Yeah, it would be marginally better, but here's the thing: Sina's not the important part here. Tenchi was bland as fuck. Tenchi. In fact, the whole joke about Tenchi Moyo is no need for Tenchi. They screwed up on all the women. They're supposed to be the interesting part, and they're not.
The women suck.
Yeah, not in any. They're not interesting in any good way. It's more, shallow harpies who are obsessing over a 15-year-old girl, a 15-year-old guy for no reason.
No, he's a girl.
No, the woman has sharp knees anyway.
And to show how unoriginal it is, one of the characters is named after a character from the other Tenchi series. That's just how.
I know. It's like, here's another Ryoko, because why not? And it's like,
oh, and she's a princess too. Woo, because everyone loves princesses.
Yeah, it's like, and the other scary part is they keep tacking on love interests. It's like now we've got the 700-year-old priestess, and
who looks like she's 10.
Yeah, it's like,
Did you say he?
No, it's the she.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that green hair priestess
who's like 2,000 years old, but she looks like she's 10.
Oh boy.
Yeah, trust me, it creeps everyone out when she appears on television.
It's that kind of show.
Of course it is. And of course, we can't forget about the camera starting up a relationship with Sina's sister. There are not enough desks in the world to bang my head on.
I remember someone in the thread or somewhere on Wikipedia saying that this is the episode where Tenchi appears. Someone lied, because he did not show up.
It's next week. I knew it was next week because somebody on my Twitter feed was exploding about Sina meeting Tenchi. It's like that's how the show is going to get worse next. They're going to drag the original characters into it. Yeah.
And I'm going to watch it because I need to see how they're going to ruin Tenchi.
Yeah. To be fair, I know ways they can ruin Tenchi. It's called Tenchi in Tokyo. Oh God, that was. Yeah.
What the fuck is this thread on off topic?
Oh, the memories of that show. But you know what? It was on Toonami, and there was still a large people who still liked that show because it was a continuation of Tenchi, and they would have watched anything.
Yeah, that's the remarkable thing about GXP. Nobody seems to like this show, and I mean nobody. Okay, there's a few crazies out there that
doesn't BK like this show and nothing else?
I think that's just a gimmick he's doing.
I think he is a gimmick.
Most normal people seem to really, really hate this show. Like, Toonami, the Toonami Tumblr keeps getting bombarded with people who think like this show is just one big troll on them.
Yes.
And they're just kind of like, no, we think Tenchi is awesome because I can't say anything because you don't write my paycheck.
Yes. I mean, if I could say some quotes from GAF, the W Monkey said, "This show hurts me. Just what the fuck is this? Schadenfreude. The fuck? Gambit 6-1. This is horrible. Oh." And of course, Shard himself, like, this episode's gonna culminate in an explosion, right? It's a match.
It's like,
say that. Do I have to read any more? You see where I'm going with this?
Nobody likes this fucking show.
And nobody watches it.
no, people watch it, like, not only in the thread, but, like, on Twitter. I think people are just, it's the train wreck phenomenon now. People are just wanting to see how bad it gets. Because they're not watching because they're entertained by it. That's for damn sure.
He Hate Me actually brings up a good point. I wonder if drinking could make the show better.
I'm like,
Drugs could make the show amazing.
probably not. You're still gonna have terrible characters. You know, it's like, drinking until blacking out will help because you're not subjecting yourself to it anymore. It's like, really the only way it gets better is to not watch.
Yes.
Listen, watch, just enjoy other people's pain.
Yeah, and this is also the reason why people are anticipating the heir to Tenchi or whatever. Whatever's going to replace GXP.
I'm back. I somehow got lost. Skype's being weird.
I'm like, well, any thoughts on GXP?
It exists.
It sucks. It fucking sucks.
This stinks.
Yeah, it's like, and we still got what, until May?
Oh god, yeah, we've got, it's like May 21st or something.
Yeah.
May 4th. May 4th.
Okay, that's a lot better.
Okay.
I'm stuck with it the rest of this fucking semester.
That's yeah. Geez, no wonder people are going nuts over it. It's only halfway. It's only a little more than halfway done.
And every episode drags.
It does.
Every episode feels like 45 minutes.
It drags more than Bleach. It drags more than the worst paced episodes of One Piece. It drags worse than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, that's because this is
Naruto.
This is GXP is like the worst kind of bad imaginable. Like, it's legitimately painfully bad. Bleach is, Bleach you can make fun of. Naruto you can make fun of.
Yes.
Thundercats you can make fun of.
Oh,
This-
yeah, this, it's bad comedy. It's like, how do
You
you?
can't make fun of bad comedy.
Yeah.
Samurai 7's looking a little bit good there now, huh?
Oh, Samurai 7 is, if they were just replaced, hey, we're replacing TXP with Samurai 7 again, it's like, well, it's an improvement.
Samurai 7 was like the second worst kind of boring for the most bad.
It is
Boring bad for the most part.
Yeah, it's one thing if it's boring when you have too much talking and character exposition that maybe people don't want to see, and it's GXP boring.
Yeah.
Bring back Castron Sins.
Yeah, fortunately, it's a little too soon. And you'd be falling into the repeat thing again. But
Well,
I know.
it's more find something to replace GXP.
Toriko. Bring on Toriko.
Find something. Anything.
It's way too soon for Toriko.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
Like what? The anime started just a few months ago?
It actually started like last year, but the dub's already happening now. Yeah, I mean,
that still seems like a little too soon for Adult Swim.
Aren't they
Funimation's
dubbing
too
Fate?
bad.
Isn't Funimation working on the dub of Fate Zero now?
I think that's actually Aniplex USA.
Well, whatever. But
In
it's
fact,
being
Aniplex-
dubbed
where's
right
Persona
now.
4?
Sent by Filmworks. I don't think Adult Swim has a relationship with them yet.
They should get on that so we can get Persona 4 on Toonami.
I'm kind of mixed. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of mixed on that because I just say play the game.
Well, if you play, the game is like hundreds of hours, and the series is only a few.
Yeah,
26 episodes compared to a 90-hour game. It's.
I mean, if you wanted to go there, do want to. Should have made it. I don't know if it exists. Is there an anime on Persona 3?
I don't believe so.
no.
They missed the boat then.
There is. It's just purely related to the game.
Well, yeah.
It's called Persona 3 Trinity.
Oh yeah, that.
It's just like barely related.
Yeah, give me the Persona 3 characters. Persona 4 it's a little bit too. I mean, the game is pretty much an enemy. I mean, but now we're talking about game reviewing. I don't know. I'm going to get into that. Was there a reviewed game today at all?
No.
I didn't see it.
No, the new thing this week was the building you a better cartoon.
The last week was.
Unfinished Swan?
Yeah,
Yes.
Last.
Yeah. And we didn't discuss the Unfinished Swan review last week.
Well, I mean,
It's...
there's nothing to discuss.
Really?
It's a review.
Well, anyone played the game at all?
Yeah. It was a good boost to the game. Although, I'll be honest, I really don't trust Toonami's reviews because, well, people think like IGN is bad with the rating scale.
Well, it's because they only review games that they like.
Yeah, they said in the Tumblr they don't do games they hate.
This is not that they like every game. This is they only review games that they like.
That's refreshingly upfront, but it's still. Then why have a rating scale? Because it's because or if you're
Because people can't handle not having a rating scale.
Yeah, because your rating scale there is basically good to fuck yeah, awesome. I'm like,
I've seen people tell Yahtzee of Zero Punctuation that he needs ratings too, and well, that never happened.
No, because
Like, people need, like, a comparison tool. It's like, okay, this game is numerically better than this game.
How come X got this, but Y got this? Banned.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or is that pretty much past?
I think
we've still got a half an hour left here. So.
Yeah, well, we don't need to fill it.
Fair enough. I mean, where are we in Brotherhood now?
Basically, I guess, kind of the second half of the series, if you want to call it that, where they start meeting I don't know what they call the town.
They met Ling this episode, right?
Yeah, is it Jing? Yeah. Jing.
The guys from Zing.
Jing.
Jing.
Something like
Jing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then they meet some of the characters, which I know a lot of people like. They meet Lin and his crew, and they meet one of the more annoying characters, I feel, this series. Not so much Mei Chang, but that goddamn little panda mascot of hers.
What? Wait. That thing's adorable. And it doesn't even do anything.
What the hell, Xiao Mei? Oh, God, I hate that thing. How does that thing mimic? Is that thing a robot? It mimics Mei's actions perfectly. Whatever Mei does, a panda does. That's just creepy. That's creepy. Oh, God, I hate that thing. I hate a lot of things, if you've noticed, if you see a trend over here.
Believe me, I understand. I hate a lot of things too.
Hate helps us go in the morning and the evening.
Yes, but I hate how they're running Cowboy Bebop into the ground.
It's like the 1,000th time they've run this, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just that they keep showing it. It's that this is what the third, fourth rotation since Toonami started.
I honestly don't think they really care unless they get enough complaints.
I don't think they care about how many complaints they get. It's the unfortunate, the semi-unfortunate fact is people still watch this. I'm still not getting over the fact that what 3 weeks ago, it got better ratings than Eureka 7 and GXP.
Yeah, but that's not saying
GXP.
That's not saying much.
Well, it's just because it gets
It
better
actually
rating. At this point, it
is.
gets better ratings because it's better.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, but still.
That says more on GXP and Eureka 7, though. But you figure the ratings will improve at least on Eureka 7, because you've hit that threshold point where.
Well, they have improved on both shows to the point where they're not getting their ass kicked by the 1003 run of Cowboy Bebop, and Eureka 7 is outperforming GXP now. It wasn't for a while there. Like
That's really pathetic.
Yeah.
And unless they get into a situation like how it was with Adult Swim, I believe in the summer of 2007, where for about a period of, I think, 3 weeks or a month, no anime title they had topped 300K in the 18 to 34. It was, the anime they had back then was I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. S grade. They had
S grade.
Yeah, they had that. Everything was in 250K to 300. I mean, if you're getting below 300K in that demo, you deserve to be canceled. That's how bad.
Admittedly, comparing Adult Swim action ratings to Toonami is kind of painful because Adult Swim does the demo thing where Toonami does the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the hard. It's hard. I've been trying to find subscriptions and stuff to try to get something if they can analyze it in an 18 to 34. But I guess with Toonami, 18 to 34, that made it's not really the big demo for them. I guess with them, it's more you get a lot of younger fans, and you get a lot of the older fans that don't fit into the 34 bracket. So,
well,
maybe.
As I understand it, it's because of different people. Like the people who run Toonami are actually not the people who did Adult Swim action. And
Yep.
I think that actually shows because I can stand the people who run Toonami. I can't stand the people who run Adult Swim.
Some of them are involved.
Yeah. I'm just talking about in general attitudes. Like Toonami actually has an earnest attitude about their fans, where Adult Swim, they're Adult Swim, they're jerks. I get it, that's their thing, but they're still jerks.
Well, they're jerks. At least they're fair jerks. They're jerks to everybody. They'll clown everybody. They really don't show a lot of preferences. They'll tell you what they're gonna show. This is what they're gonna show. They'll make fun of the Family Guy fans. They make fun of the live action fans. They'll make fun of everybody.
Yeah. Thereabouts. It's just having people earnestly glad that you're watching their programs and stuff. It's a bit better than I can't believe you watch this shit.
Yes, everyone needs to get rid of the archaic Nielsen rating system because that shit needs to go away.
I can't believe they don't have a better determination of how many people are actually watching a show.
Shows may not get canceled if the Nielsen ratings went away and we got a better system.
I suppose. So here's a question: what do you guys think of the Toonami Tumblr?
I like it.
It's
Okay, it's okay. I mean,
it exists.
I wish they'd answer my questions though.
Yeah, that's the thing I was gonna get into.
I mean, when you've got it's maybe Toonami Tumblr, but it's still kind of a Tumblr that is run by a larger business corporation overall, so you're never going to get any really candid answers.
Thereabouts.
Sometimes you do.
It's kind of like asking why you guys chose Tenchi even though it sucked. It's like, we don't think it sucks, we think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's like...
And maybe they do think it's awesome, but...
Yeah, it's like, they even if they don't think it's awesome, they can't say... They can't... It's like, for whatever reason, the corporate mentality is, we can never admit that we made a mistake with GXP. You know, it's like we're disappointed people are, have this reaction to GXP, but we're not sorry.
But it's your problem that you don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically the line they've taken. You know, it's like when, in all actuality, I think that they view GXP as a mistake.
But
CBS think here's a mistake, but so they still support it because it does well.
What was a mistake?
Actually, no, it doesn't. You know, it's like Tenchi Muyo GXP does horribly. It did so horribly they had to banish it to 3:00.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That really says more than anything they could possibly say on the Tumblr about what they think of the show.
Yeah.
And it only lasted 5 episodes before it got moved to the death slot.
Yeah, Tenchi Muyo, GXP was so bad it was actually hurting the block itself. You know, and they're obviously contractually obligated to run the entire thing at least once. Otherwise, they would have jettisoned it completely. So they moved it to where it could do the least amount of damage
Before the repeats.
Right. Right. Without getting to outright repeat territory. Having Tenchi Muyo GXP at the 3:00 slot is not the worst thing in the world, because you know what? It's the 3:00 slot.
It's still pretty bad.
People are either going to sleep or waking up.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Like early risers are waking up.
Yeah, it's better than having it, in the 12:30 slot or the 1:00 spot. Slots that are for important shows that help keep Toonami going.
Like Bleach, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's
Bleach,
a super
Naruto.
important show that keeps Toonami going.
Yeah, Bleach, Naruto, Soul Eater. That's something we haven't discussed yet. Soul Eater's ratings.
It got like 900,000.
Yeah, close to 1 million. Some people were kind of disappointed in that, but the thing is, that's really good for a first week debut.
Didn't Naruto even Naruto didn't get 1 million on its debut.
Yeah, even Naruto, half an hour earlier, and being Naruto didn't get 1 mil. So that's actually
And
good.
Soul Eater is a new show that vast 99% of people don't know jack shit about.
Right. Plus, Soul Eater's, like I said, it's an off-putting show. People praise the art style, but I could definitely see a lot of people being put off by Soul Eater's art style.
Well, a lot of people, they if it doesn't look like a generic anime,
Right.
if it doesn't look like Bleach or something,
One Piece.
it's got to look like Bleach, Naruto, or Dragon Ball Z is basically the limit of what weird art styles people will tolerate.
Right.
Just because they have super stupid muscles. And for some reason people like that. I think Dragon Ball Z looks hideous.
Dragon Quest looks
blasphemous to me. Yeah.
I get what Toriyama is. He certainly has a unique and very well realized art style, but I think it's hideous.
Yeah.
I mean, people say One Piece looks weird, but
See, that's why so many people hate One Piece.
no, it doesn't really look weird. I think at the beginning it's very rounded, but like Alabasta and Skypia and Water 7 and even Thriller Bark, it's a lot sharper and it basically looks almost normal.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But in spite of all that, Soul Eater is actually doing really well out the gate. Not sure if this.
We'll see how it is after Blackstar.
Yeah, I think it's this type of series. It's gonna be like you get some shows that they'll go up towards the middle. This is gonna be, I think, a very episodic with the ratings. You'll see.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah, you still can't really determine anything from Black Star's debut. It's like we gotta wait until I don't know, a couple months have passed.
Yeah.
Trend formed.
Yeah, it's like unless the ratings take a GXP like nosedive,
Unless people saw Black Star and were like, well, bail out.
I have a hard time seeing that because
They'll tolerate Naruto.
yeah, it's like he's very Naruto-esque, and well, everyone here hates that. A lot of people actually like that shit, and they probably would resonate with Black Star.
Yeah.
It's a scary thought, but it's there. So, in fact, a lot of people might. Yeah, it's like a lot of people might actually like that Black Star voice or whatever. It's like, I don't know. These people scare me.
I think it fits. He's an immature, big talking kid. You know.
There you go. There's the Toonami audience.
Immature, big talking kids.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, that's well, if they could tolerate, if they could tolerate him, you know, they'll just set everything up for next week. We'll see. That'll be the test.
If ToonamiGAF has taught me anything, anime fans are weird.
Depends on the anime fan. There are many.
It depends on the show also.
Yeah, it's like
You got the DLs.
Jeez. You know, it's like.
But Toonami can make anything. You know, if Toonami can make us all be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Sailor Moon.
Hamtaro, bitches.
Fucking Hamtaro.
And even Toonami couldn't do that to Hamtaro.
Okay, they did do it to Sailor Moon.
They did. Hamtaro. Yeah, Hamtaro got like through half its run before getting pulled off the block for low ratings. Shocking, I know. It's like, you know, Sailor Moon still is still an action show.
Yeah, Sailor Moon tricked a lot of people, boys back then, because they could avoid all the girly crap. Because there were monsters, and were fighting, and there were people getting exploded and stuff.
It just happened that all the main characters were girls.
Yeah, that might have been part of the appeal.
They just they could definitely do something like Sailor Moon again, like, you know, Madoka, blah 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 blah. But they'd have to rerun something like that again to start the mood over.
I don't know if they could fit that in now. It's different when you're watching a show at 6:30 in the morning, and then, you know, you're watching it on the core, like, start off Toonami back some 15 years ago. It's trying to fit it in now when there arguably has not been a show like that for eons.
Do not forget that Sailor Moon is coming back this year.
Yeah,
We might see. Do you think we'll may see that on Toonami?
I think it's like Toonami seems to not be in tune with its legacy. You know, I think they'll make a grab for it. You know, it's like I don't care what DeMarco says. If they had an opportunity to get Dragon Ball Z on that block, they would in a heartbeat.
Yeah, if like, hey, we don't have the rights to Dragon Ball Z anymore. Ours.
Well, it fits. Well, that's one thing, it fits.
Well,
has there been anything comparable to Sailor Moon that's ever aired on Toonami or Adult Swim at that time slot, at like midnight run kind of thing, 12 or 11 p.m.
I'm like,
I'm drawing a blank.
No.
Remotely close.
Yeah.
Nothing girl power, nothing at all. Wow.
Maybe did Powerpuff Girls ever run?
Yes, it did.
I was at the 5 o'clock. I think it was 5 o'clock p.m. Toonami. Yeah. But that 11 to 12 o'clock. Well, that's a different animal. I mean, I'm straining my brain to think of something remotely girl themed.
Nothing.
And nothing like that. I mean, obviously there were shows like that around. Like, you know, like they could have grabbed that one Cutie Honey series that actually replaced Sailor Moon, for example. You know, and you know, the list goes on and on because Sailor Moon created a lot of Sailor Moon clones back in the late 90s, early 2000-ish. And it's like, I don't know if they're going to ever grab a show like that again. But then again, we got Tenchi Muyo GXP again.
Because it was $2.
It's possible. You know.
And nostalgia.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I think if it's going to be any show like that, it's probably going to be the new Sailor Moon show. Simply because, you know, that's a name that from the past.
Hey, it's a girl anime, but it's still Sailor Moon, and we did this shit before.
I mean, yeah, I think they should just keep exploring that animation pipeline. There are a lot of shows with strong women characters. They could have aired Claymore if you wanted to make a graph for that. I don't think Funimation has any huge ties with it. It aired twice on the Funimation. I think the Funimation channel, or 3 times by now.
I completely forgot about the new Sailor Moon show. Huh.
Yeah, and there's also going to be that new Ghost in the Shell Arise.
Oh yeah, we'll probably get that too.
Yeah,
at some point, yeah.
Isn't that like a mini series though?
It could happen.
True.
Yeah,
speaking of things that do need to happen, like the movie nights and
Yes.
and also like running OVAs.
Didn't they say that they were thinking they were probably going to have a movie night this year?
I can't remember.
How they air those DC animated movies? Those are good.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Air like Batman movies.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about here.
I want to see the uncut version of Return of the Joker.
I don't know about that, but I'm thinking like Returns or Year One or Superman versus the Elite. Those movies.
Or even era Justice League Starcross. I mean, that at least is somewhat pretty more recent. That's, I believe, 2006. I believe it was.
I think it's older than that.
Really? Well, somewhere around, because I know it predated the actual Justice League Unlimited, so I thought it was around that time. But if you can't get some of the newer titles because DC wants to make some of that DVD money, go somewhere in between with that.
Or cancel Beware the Batman.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that show was terrible.
I knew it was gonna be terrible when I saw what it looked like.
And it's gonna be Z-list villains, like the absolute bottom of the barrel Z-list.
But not just movies, but like OVAs. Like when they showed the Read or Die OVA series back in the day.
Hellsing Ultimate.
That's 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's still an OVA.
Yeah. Also, I don't think I would want to watch that on Toonami. It's like that's some ultra violence shit.
Is it really any more violent than Dead Man Wonderland?
Oh God, yes.
You sure? Because apparently I remember that one episode where it looked like Dead Man Wonderland had sanctioned rape.
I've been watching Hellsing Ultimate. It's pretty bad. In terms of violence. Remember, this is an OVA.
This is not the real Hellsing.
I think it's supposed to be the episode, the series that like wrapped up Hellsing and had made it make sense.
No, this is the series that follows the manga. The one by Gonzo is the one that sucks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the one that Takahata bridges.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I know this one. Like shish kebabbing people on flagpoles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And remember, Hellsing Ultimate being an OVA doesn't have to worry about television standards. Dead Man Wonderland was still a show that aired on Japanese television, so they could be more violent than say, over here in a non-Toonami fashion or whatever, but they still they couldn't be like Hellsing Ultimate.
Okay. Can I still air JoJo here?
JoJo is the problem with copyright issues.
Yeah, JoJo has its own. It's like how do you handle all the music references? Because we talked about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure last week, and apparently this is owned by Warner Japan, so there's an in right there, but it It's more, what do you do with like one of the principal villains of the part 3 is called Vanilla Ice.
You can't do it. Not the United States is too Sue happy. It just can't happen.
The Pillar Men are Cars, AC/DC, Wham, and Santana. That's a problem right there.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
Creative dubbing?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Maybe. But I know Rocky's like really, really protective of the names or something.
Yes, he is. He doesn't like. He doesn't like that shit being tweaked around.
Changed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know the Viz tweaked some of the names, like Enya became Enya or something.
Right.
Enya Baba.
Something like that.
And Boingo and Boingo became Zenyatta and Moriata, which itself is another music reference. So apparently some music references are okay, but others aren't.
I think it depends on like the popularity of the band and all that stuff. If they wanted to get clever with this shit, they'd use like the names of J-pop bands and
perhaps
shit like that. But just like having somebody called, like having an attack called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, that's not gonna fly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is an actual stand in the series.
Steel Ball Run, yeah. It's
like they got to figure out that shit before they can even bring this show over here, let alone air it on television.
Isn't one of the stands in Part 8 born this way?
I think so. I'd have to ask a friend of mine who really follows the series. And let's see, like the principal villain of what, like Part 5 or something is Crimson King.
King Crimson.
Yeah, that's it.
There's Metallica, Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Part 6 is Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Wow. In fact, the hero of Part.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, long story short, tons of musical references. Original creator doesn't want it to change. Impasse that will last probably forever.
It's like getting Earthbound on the Virtual Console.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but it's
nobody wants to waste the time.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy either. It's like honestly, as far as newer anime is concerned, I think we're going to see like Toriko and I don't know. Aniplex USA was running a poll about what to show on Toonami, and
wasn't it Madoka that was winning?
Yeah, it was Madoka of all things.
And then it was like Sword Art Online and then Fate Zero.
Sword Art Online sounds horrid.
It's going. I think it's supposedly horrid.
I haven't watched the show yet.
I heard people say it was a better version of the Dot Hack series.
5 minutes, guys.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment.
I've only played the Dot Hack games, so.
Yeah.
The Dot Hack anime series weren't very good.
What about the last one that just aired? That was like what 4 episodes?
Something like that.
Yeah, that was. I know it aired on Funimation earlier, so. And the thing is, even if they try to get it's too short. But how long? Anyone know how long? Is that still running? Sword Arts? Is that still running now?
I think it is.
Yeah, I want to. It's like I want to say it is, but it's like I honestly haven't been paying attention to that.
Yeah, I don't think Toonami is going to show any more series that are still. I think they want to get something that's done already, and preferably a lot of episodes.
Well, I think it's because it's like cheaper or whatever. Like I don't know. Someone was talking about this. That's more the mantra of Toonami. Like Adult Swim Action was about newer stuff. Another good one would be like Panty and Stocking.
Well, the dub is like full of curse words. I don't think that unless it's like bleach like Deadman is. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Well, obviously, curse words can be changed. You know, you just make a Toonami specific version.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, it's like that was, that was much easier to fix than say, the amount of violence in Hellsing Ultimate.
All right. Not gonna show Hellsing Ultimate.
Yeah, I'm still holding on hope for a Witchblade.
Ugh.
I think it's time to wrap this up.
Yes, it is. We've been at this for 2 hours.
Yes. Anything to say about Inuyasha?
No.
It's there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, can we get to final act?
Yes. I think that's a good wrap up. Inuyasha, let's get to final act.
Well, see you guys next week.
I'm Batman, and I hate my voice.
Possibly.
Anybody else want to do an outro?
I hope that the Mets can actually have a good spring training, no one get injured, and also the Knicks win tonight because they're losing a lot. And I hate LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems to be all.
Shard?
It's like I might be here next week, I might not. It's like
Cool.
Actually, let me just say one last thing. You guys on GAF, if you're listening to this, it'd be nice if you can get a lot more different people here on each week, because...
Yeah, I thought that was kind of the idea here. It's like...
Well, I'm like asking and nobody answers.
Oh.
Yeah. It may not be maybe a good idea to ask in... Because there's got to be someone in Anime GAF who got over like Eureka 7 or anyone that would love to give a nice detailed synopsis of some of this stuff that's coming up.
Someone who's actually paying closer attention to the anime scene.
Yeah. I mean, because actually I didn't think, because I've just been caught up to Soul Eater right now. So some of these episodes are still new for me, but so I can't really give a in-depth recap until we get to the stuff that I've started seeing already.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, I guess we'll find that out next week.
Oh yes.
See you all, and I still hate my voice.
See you later, guys.
This is the Frank Man, hoping that you all have enough air, and signing off.
Yeah, this is Shard. Talk to you later, people.
I'm 799 Shadow, and that's the podcast.